We're here at the confluence of the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela River. And welcome you to Acrisure Stadium on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the visitor's sideline is Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald. His team making the long flight, always difficult to play the 1 o'clock Eastern game when a West Coast team feels like it's 10 a.m. on their body clock. On the other sideline, the Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. His guys, on the other hand, were winners in their opener a week ago, so they'll try to make it 2-0 to start the season.
Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Settle in. We think we've got a good one. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen with you. Off we go from a rain-soaked Acrisure Stadium. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback.
It's not often that you can win by multiple scores in the NFL, so you got to imagine they're coming into this week's game with a lot of confidence. They were able to put together a pretty well-rounded performance in all three phases last week. So, again, can they build off that? Can they continue to grow as an entire team? Because offense, defense, and solid contribution from their special teams, they showed last week, and going forward, this is going to be a hard team to beat.
This is 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. Byron Murphy. He gets in to drop him for his first sack of the young season.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Seahawks come out, and they are led by a new quarterback, Sam Darnold. From USC, he's bounced around for his first 7 seasons. This is 5th different franchise as he starts year 8 in the NFL, and Greg, it's year 1 with the Seahawks.
We had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike. It almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss, and he made the point. He said, listen, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. They get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today. They've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win. He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
3rd and 11. We'll go play action with Darnold. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
Oh, that is terrific. Out of bounds, inside the 5-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. So, Greg, the home opener after winning on the road, I know you've said it a bunch, there's a different satisfaction for a team to go on the road and get a win. So it's got to feel good to start your home season at 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to play week 1 at home. Your fans are into it. The hope and the optimism of the season is at an all-time high, but it doesn't always go that way. So they go on the road and they get a win. So now expectations coming back to your home field, your home crowd. Now everyone's really juiced up. So this is going to be a great environment, a great week 2 opportunity for them to not only start 2-0, but to get to 1-0 at home.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. Once again, it's Warren. We managed to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Reek Wood brings him down. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, the defender able to get his head around and intercepted. And he'll be taken down, and there is a flag on the play. This is going to be a huge call. First and 10 now from the 36. On play action, here's Darnold. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. The linebacker, Alex Highsmith. He had a sack in the opener last week. He's got another one here.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Off the play fake, it's Darnold. Forced to his right. The blitz gets there, and he lost the football. The Steelers think they've got one, and they do. A first down throw from Rodgers. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Brings up 2nd and 20 at the 28-yard line.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That is hauled in at the 5. And he'll take this one in. D.K. Metcalf. Touchdown Steelers. That is 2nd TD catch of the season. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown. Greg, that's exactly how you want your...
Entering settings screen, you have 28 options. Menu narration option is set to office selected.
Offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. You play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that called, the rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
That's a game of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
So They'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's the Steelers with the early lead. And we're back to the Steel City after this. Seahawks football beginning this second quarter. What can they do here on third down and 7? As we are ready to get back underway. And that is incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
Look it up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for and taken successfully. Steelers offense and DK Metcalf getting set for their next possession. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion. And even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack with some unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, a quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second and 1. Here goes that. Once again, it's Walker. Finding space inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down. 16-yard pickup on that one. First down, Seattle.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Darnold taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigba.
Let's make no mistake about it, Mike. I mean, this passing game, it just has not been very efficient here in the first half. I mean, they've produced more yards on the ground than through the air, and incompletions like that certainly aren't going to help.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. It's a three tight end look as they have it first and 10.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Seahawks
off play action. He'll set up to throw. He is hit before he can get rid of it. And down he goes. Alex Highsmith. He had 2 sacks in the opener and give him 1 more here in week 2. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a third down.
And you can see really why this offense has leaned on the ground game. I mean, can't you, Mike? I mean, the passing attack really needs somebody to provide a spark because they have not been able to get anything going here before that.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on third down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of third down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL. Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here, able to put that one through.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This fielded at about the 9. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7 in all outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
From the gun, Rodgers. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. 7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We'll come back to the Steel City after this. 3rd and long for Rodgers. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's no need to do anything reckless. It's 3rd and long. The opportunity to convert this is probably slim. So there was nothing open downfield. I think he makes the smart decision here, Mike. Avoid the negative play and throw the ball away.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker ready to take over once more. Greg, you take a peek back and look at the NFC West in totality. You just are reminded of how quick things change. I don't think anybody in the country thought the 49ers would be the last place team in this division last year. Shows you, one, how changeable it is, but also the quality of teams in this division.
Absolutely. And I mean, they were the Super Bowl favorite, at least out of the NFC a year ago, and then to find themselves 6 and 11 at the bottom looking up, it's pretty remarkable. But to your point, like, it just shows health, a little bit of good fortune. The other teams in your division, if they're a little weaker, your path is stronger. There's so many elements, the way the NFL schedule is set up, it's all tied. If you're good, they're trying to bring you back down towards the middle. If you're bad, we're trying to bring you up towards the middle. It's a league of parity. It's a league of ups and downs. And the teams that can break through that and sustain success, you got to give them a lot of credit.
And what I love about this division, Greg, is the different philosophical challenges that defenses see. We know Kyle Shanahan does with the Niners. The Rams and Sean McVay always at the top end of the game. And now, will you look at this? It's a fake. And this will wind up incomplete. Quite a call there. They go for the fake punt, but instead they're going to wind up turning the ball over on down. The Steelers offense ready to get back at it. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day, huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number 1, and then obviously the Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, a Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. And I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day 1, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. He fields it at the 8. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know. Picked up by the man who won a ring last year, Darius Slay. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. They bring Skoranek in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. To throw is Rogers. Leonard Williams in there to bring him down. And that's his first sack of the year.
Brings up third down.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. Now Rogers. And he lost the football. I believe one of the Steelers was in there and brought it in. He did. So it stays with Pittsburgh.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
How about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Well, Seahawks offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
A loss of 7 yards. It's second down.
Now, faking the give, taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigbo. And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line. With 3 tight ends here on first and 10.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
On the ground, it's Walker. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5.
Brings up second and 5.
Keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that. Here's a third down and 4. They'll run here with Walker. And he's not going to get there. Wallop right at the line of scrimmage. And now it's fourth down. So they send out Jason Myers for this field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. Now, how about this? It's a fake.
Let's give this defensive unit a lot of credit. They come out thinking they're going to defend a field goal try, and next thing you know, they're defending the fake. But they were all in the right position. They were all executing their responsibilities. They don't fall for anything.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
By Tyrese Knight. A loss of 6. Brings up second and 16. At the 8-yard line.
Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down back at the 2-yard line. Ernest Jones getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. On third down, they go with Warren. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up fourth down. So the Steelers ready to kick this one sky. He's on for the 5th time this afternoon. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And it's a good return here. Able to take it across the 50. Set up the offense with a short field. The Seahawks offense ready to take over once more. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. Jabril Peppers up from the safety spot to bring him down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
To throw is Darnold. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. One of the Steelers has it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs
under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Ernest Jones in there for the sack. It is a loss of 6 to begin the drive. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Here's Rodgers. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. A-Rod out of the gun here on 3rd down. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigba. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Walker, running to the left. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up. The Seahawks sending out their punt team. They forced a punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. Looks like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The Steelers offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Warren. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
Tariq Woolen on the tackle. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3. At the Seahawks.
Here's a handoff to Warren. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He'll come up to 3rd and 3.
No gain on the play. It's
Rodgers to throw. He manages to get the throw up and completes it. And will move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. On the handoff, this is Warren. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal. Some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line.
That's another Steelers first down.
Warren, he'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
Shy of the goal line.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. One more time with Warren. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Jaylen Warren, touchdown Pittsburgh. His 1st touchdown of the new campaign. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald there. His guys head back out for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Here we go, set. They'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball's out. Looked like one of the Seahawks was in there and did keep the ball with Seattle. Now on 2nd and long. Darnold to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. T.J. Watt, he gets in to record his 3rd sack of the afternoon. On 3rd and long, here's Darnold. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He's going to try it here again. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. They'll run the draw with Warren. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11.
319.
On the Seahawks 23-yard line.
That's Washington, the man in motion. On 2nd down, Warren. And this is a slight improvement over the previous play. He's not going to lose yardage. He's not gaining any either. It's 3rd down. So this one in the win column for the Steelers. They get the job done here at home, and they follow the opening weekend victory with another here.
These players are on the last year of their contract.